All right, everyone. Welcome to today's masterclass on 7 closing strategies for social media recruiting. Great to see everyone here. Hey, this is Simon Chan, and I help you recruit and build a team using a simple online system. And we are going to talk a little bit more about that and also things that you can do to get more people to sign up. Talk about what you do before the presentation about social media, and also what to do during the presentation and afterwards, what you actually say. I'll give you a couple of proven scripts that work. And we'll also at the end have a little surprise bonus for you, so make sure you stay to the end. And what else? We have a live Q&A. So any questions you have, put in the questions there, and I'll answer every one of your questions. Anyway, I'm excited to be here back in LA after a 2-week trip to the East Coast. Where's everyone calling from? Got some familiar friends here. Caribbean Cooper, great to see you. Greg Pryor, my friend, good to see you. Maria Jones, good to see you there. Maribel from New York, from Brooklyn. We got Regina, good to see you. Abe, my friend, good to see you here as well. Diana Ng, you're welcome. Right. We have Canada, we have New Jersey. Erica, good to see you here. We have people from different countries, different continents on here. Karen, great to see you. Nebraska's in the house. All right, Stacy. Daryl from Australia, good to see you. Raj from the Bahamas. All right, I'm going to go right to it. I love to keep the chat engaging. Your questions, feel free to put them in there and engage. I'm going to be asking you questions as well. All right, let me just turn off my video and I'll turn it back on afterwards. Again, this is being recorded, so the recording will be sent to you probably like in the next hour or so after it ends, and it'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's get going here. So first of all, you are all a leader. I want to commend you, congratulate you for all being here. Why? Because you are already better than your prospects. Right? You made that decision to change. You made a decision to get involved in this profession. It's definitely not easy. Most people don't understand it. Many of you may have friends that think you're crazy, right? But you made that decision, and just by doing something that you believe in and being on this master class because you want to make a change, that is leadership, right? Takes a lot of courage. So again, I commend you for that. And we are in an amazing profession. I just got back, and you watch my Facebook stories, and also I posted a reel on Instagram today. Got back from a 2-week trip, great trip to New York, to Philadelphia. The time freedom that this business gives you is incredible. And this is always one of my favorite pictures. Just like a normal weekday, getting to hang out with my boys. We do a lot of baseball. All 3 of them play competitively. While most dads are working, I'm actually spending time with my kids. And that's why I love this profession. Now, I'm going to share with you what has worked for me and also a lot of the leaders that I know. And it's really success of a simple online system. It seems like there's so many different ways to do things that often it can get overwhelming. How many of you have felt overwhelmed in the past? You type it in 1. I was definitely there. I'll share with you my turning point, right? Yeah, I know Diana, it's been overwhelming. Stacy, like Pardeep, a lot of things going on, right? So the simple online system is basically the 6 things. Everything's broken down to 6 things. You want to be successful. Number 1 is you have to lead yourself, right? Number 2 is sell your 3 C's. Number 3 is work that DMO. Number 4 is consistency. Number 5 is stay connected. Number 6 is purpose-driven leadership. And I'm going to go over each one of those. Stacy, I'm going to share with you something that will help you out. Okay, I know because today was an overwhelming day. I got started building online way back in 2004. You actually see the date stamp here. And eventually, once I followed the system, built a team over 200,000 downlines. I was the #1 fastest growing distributor in my company. And in 2013, I felt I had like a different purpose. God called me to, hey, instead of just helping my company, this is a huge profession. This is a $1 billion industry. So I wanted to go out there and share what I have, what has worked. And I've been a full-time trainer since 2013. And since then, a lot of you probably have came across this, or maybe even just found me through this, through MLM Nation podcast. How many of you listen to the podcast on a regular basis? Happen to two. By the way, today's episode was awesome. Okay, I know a lot of you came through the podcast. I appreciate you for listening. So 15 million downloads, and we were the first podcast to actually interview top leaders. Started all the way back 9 years ago. But you know what? I wasn't successful when I first started. Once upon a time in 2003, I struggled for months, right? I want to just share with you really quick checks. Made $0, zero. Okay, another couple months later, zero, right? Zero. Couple months later, zero. And I struggled. And my aha moment was when I just learned to keep things simple, right? Simple. And it's actually pretty simple. There's so many things to do, but you really have to work the DMO. Work the DMO, and the DMO will work for you. So, Stacy, I know today was an overwhelming day for you. Focus on that simple system with that DMO, right? Work on any of these things, and specifically that DMO, which is, I'm going to go over what it is. It's doing reach outs, doing social media. But let's talk about all 6 of these steps really quickly, right? Today, we're just going to talk about closing the presentation. But another training where you can reach out to me, I'll talk about something where if you need help in any of these areas where you can get. But first part is you got to lead yourself, right? What do I mean by lead yourself is, would you follow yourself, right? And one of the easiest ways to lead yourself is do something that you don't want to do, right? I recently read a great quote that says, when I want to do something, I do it. When I don't want to do something, then I know I definitely have to do it. And it's doing things that you don't want to do. Maybe it is closing, right? Maybe it's asking for the sale, maybe social media, but you have to lead yourself first. Be that leader. Number 2 is sell your 3 C's. I'm going to talk about that in one of the closing strategies. What do I mean by that? And work that DMO. Did I mention this before? And work the DMO. What's the DMO? The daily method of operation. These are the 5 activities. So, Stacy, if you have an overwhelming day, make sure your day is spent on posting on social media, meeting new contacts, sending out invites. Okay, send out invites, asking someone whether they're interested to take a look or not, following up with prospects. And the last part is getting someone to watch your presentation, right? And when you get people to, whether it's a live presentation or recorded presentation or video, you have to ask them for the close, right? And we'll talk about that. Step 4 is you got to be consistent. If you're not consistently showing up, why would someone join you, right? If you're not consistently showing up, then people will think your business does not work, right? Consistency is so important. You may not do like a lot, but you have to do something for your business every day. Again, going back to the DMO. Step 5, you got to be connected, right? Being connected. And part D, yes, the DMO works for part-time networkers as well, right? If you're part-time, you may not do as much, but you're doing the same activities. And I'll give you a rule. Until you hit 6 figures, until you're making $10,000 a month, 90% of your time needs to be spent on that DMO. Not training new people, not managing your team, but it's working on that DMO. Okay, that is what is going to take you to the next level. And a big mistake that people make is they get into management mode. The last part is purpose-driven leadership. Is really building a team, not just because you can make income, but really have a heart to help others. So I encourage everyone to stay to the end. I'm going to give a free bonus for everyone who's watching this. And what a bonus is, I'm going to share with you in a little bit where you can get a free coaching call with me. Whether you want to talk about closing, we want me to go over your presentation, I will give you more details on that. But let's go into strategy number 1. Okay, because we are here talking about what we're talking about, 7 closing strategies, right? So let's talk about step number 1 here. So strategy number 1 is you have to be that leader. Be that leader. Now, what do I mean by that? Most of you, if you're struggling to close, is because you do not have enough excitement and enthusiasm during the presentation or after the presentation. What do I mean by that? If this is something we all should do. Next time you talk at the prospect, record yourself, or secretly record yourself, and then listen to how you sound. Do you have that excitement? Do you have that confidence? Right? So you have to sell your excitement and confidence. If you're not excited and confident, or you feel nervous, or you feel not comfortable asking people to join, no one's going to join you. Right? How many of you actually felt lack of confidence when you talk to someone, when you talk to a prospect? And I used to feel that way, right? So that's why you got to be that leader. You got to visualize yourself as having made it. Now, I'm not talking about lying about income. I'm talking about being confident. Even if you haven't made it, you got to talk like you're a top leader, right? Because, again, because you are selling the business or the products and you're selling yourself. If you're not confident, no one is going to buy from you. Like, there's a saying, it's so true, that what is it? Ignorance on fire is more important than knowledge on ice. Your ignorance, even if you don't know anything, but if you're very excited, enthusiastic, you're going to get better results than if you know everything. Some of you attend a lot of trainings, but you're not, you lose your confidence. No one's going to join you. Okay, so sell your excitement. That is extremely important. It's not what you say, but how you say it. Some people, like, that's why leaders know this. Every leader started out with no success. All right, do you agree? Type in a 3. Every leader, every top earner in your company, when the day they joined, they're no success. Right? But they're confident. That is a big part of why you're not closing people. You do not have that confidence. I encourage you, the next time you talk to someone, record yourself and listen to how you sound. I know when I did it, I sounded terrible. But that's okay. Right? I just did it and worked on it. It's not what you say, but how you say it. So sell your excitement and confidence. So always find ways. If you are excited, you're confident, right? Do on the phone, on the video, talk to someone on the phone. Leave a video message for people, or on a text message. Be excited. Now it's so easy with social media, leaving audio messages, video messages on your social media posts, doing videos, right? Let them see your excitement and confidence before you even talk to them. Because if they see that, it will make it a lot easier after the presentation. It's not in more info. Some of you, well, I need more, the prospect needs more info. No, more info causes overwhelm. I want you to write that down. If you're struggling to close prospects, it's not because they need more info. Because buying is an emotional decision. Can you all write that down? Buying is an emotional decision. People buy it because of emotion, and they justify it with logic. I think every one of you know it here. We all bought something based on emotion and not because of logic. Agree? Type it a 4. Do you agree? Right? Shopping for clothes or shopping for gadgets. You love the emotion. So giving more info just causes overwhelm. Your prospect does not need more info, but what they do need is your excitement and your confidence. Because when you're excited and when you are confident, that gets your prospect excited and confident. That gets them into an emotional state. Right? When you send more info, that gets them to a study state, a logical state. And they will tell you know what they'll say? I got to think about it. Give me some time. I need to think about it. Right? So make sure you sell them with excitement and you don't give them too much info. All right. Strategy number 2 is the pre-close. So important. Right? What does it mean by pre-close? I'm sharing this stuff even before you talk to a person, even before you reach out to someone. Let me ask you something. If someone knocked on your door, who would you talk to? The girls or the guy? Who would you talk to? Now, would you even open the door to the guy? Right? Because I know we should not judge people for how they look, but unfortunately, with humans, we do. It's how you look. So nowadays in 2024, I mean, none of you probably you look presentable, but people judge you based on your profile, your social media profile. How do you present yourself online? Right? If you're not the person that people are, wow, I want to get to know them or I respect them, then it's going to be very difficult. Now, what can you post online? I'm talking about sell your 3 C's. Remember, this is one of the keys to the simple online system. You can talk about your change, right? How have you changed? Your commitment, your consistency, the change. Now, how have you changed? Your habits. Or maybe you had to change because of your lifestyle, or the products have changed you. Your commitment. Every one of you easily should share about you being on this masterclass tonight. Let people know you're committed. And your consistency showing up every single day, right? Those are what people buy. Now, if you don't let people know you've changed, if you're not committed, you're not consistent, no one ever joins. Doesn't matter how great your presentation is, they're never going to join. But if you never made any money, but you're consistent, you're positive, you've changed, you're committed, eventually people will join. They'll try out your business or they'll try out the products, right? So how you show up online is important. Think about it right now on your social media profile. When they click on it, will someone be impressed? Your social media profile is really your business card now. People don't have business card, but they check you out online, right? Strategy number 3. Let's move on. Strategy number 3 is creating content, right? If you want, and this is related to number 2, is why create content? Why posting consistently? Why this is part of DMO is because content creates authority, right? Content creates authority. You want more people to listen to you, you got to create content. Think of anyone you follow, or just think about yourself. You're on this master class tonight. Why are you on here? Because you maybe because of the podcast content. A lot of you listen to Emma Mission podcast, all from my videos, all from my daily morning pep talks, right? I create content. Well, you trusted me, and I appreciate you for trusting me, and that's why you're on this master class tonight. So let me talk about the 80-20 rule. How many of you heard of this 80-20 rule before? Now, if you haven't heard of this, type in 8 if you want me to go more in detail about this, right? But this is a very important concept. It applies to all parts of your business and your life as well. This 80-20 rule. All right, so what is the 80-20 rule? So, okay, Regina. So I'm going to cover this. 80% of what you do give you 20% of the results. Or 20% of what you do give you 80% of the results. Which would you rather have? A or B? Right? Obviously B, that's working smart. Right? Working smart. Do 20%, give you 80% of the results. If you focus on A, you're wasting your time. So posting daily content is the 20% that gives you 80% of the return. Right? It's just like the people that you follow, it's because if it's anything else other than me, it's because I guarantee you they put a lot of content, good, helpful content, right? You're on here because I post content daily. So people listen to those who have authority. Do you agree to this? Type in a 1. People listen to those who have authority, right? So how do you create authority? How do you increase your authority? It's through content, right? Posting consistent content. You want people, when you reach out to them, they're, oh, great, I can't get, that's so awesome they're reaching out to me. Right? If you're reaching out to someone and you're not getting a response on social media, it's because they don't believe you can help them. You have no authority. Now, if someone you look up to, think about it, if someone you look up to reach out to you, you think, wow, I can't believe this person reached out to me. You'd be happy, right? Think of someone that, a stranger, and if they reached out to you or someone you don't really know, maybe you don't know personally, but you follow them and they reached out to you, and you're like, wow, you're excited. It's because they have content, right? So let me ask you this. Would you follow yourself on social media? If you wouldn't follow yourself on social media, then you haven't put in out consistent content. Right? And if you don't do this, then the closing is so difficult. Because not only do you have to convince people of your company and business, that people buy you, right? They don't believe you can help them. Right? I want to share this with you. This is someone that did coaching with me, right? Alice. She posted this a few months back, right? So look, I'm going to skip to this part at the end where she says she met this person that was interested, right? But you give value to people, right? She's been posting consistently value. Tonight I got a phone call introducing his name and how we met, right? To cut the short story, he ordered a lot. They were going for a holiday overseas, ordered a lot of product, right? Learn from a coach that when people need your product or service, then they will remember you because you give value. Your content does it give value to people, right? So if you're not sure what type of value, post you on this webinar, right? Post something you learned from this webinar. Provide value to your content. What are some examples? You inspire. You provide stuff that inspires people, entertains, and teaches. If you think of any type of content that anyone that you follow, you respect, they're posting stuff that inspires you, entertains you, or teaches you. Right? Either of these three things. Now, negative stuff, you're probably not going to be very inspired by that person, right? So the easiest way to create content, create authority is to teach. Take what you learned and share something. You can take something what you learned from this webinar and share, right? Different ways, you can do live videos. I know some of you that freaks you out. If you're not going to do live videos, do short form videos like TikTok, Reels. I just talked to someone today. She said she got so much organic reach and meeting new people through doing TikTok videos. Right? This was someone that part of our that did coaching with me. Kathleen had almost 10,000 reach. Right now, these are 10,000 people that seen her content, and that doesn't mean they're all going to be customers or join. But if you reaches out to them, it's going to be a much easier sale. Right? Here's Teresa, she was one of our consistency champions. Right? One of her videos went viral on TikTok. Got new leads on Instagram, right? Because she's posting consistent content. Does this make sense so far? If this makes sense, drop in the 2. Right? This makes your presentation a lot easier. Okay? And close it a lot easier. What people are, you basically pre-sold them already because people buying you. All right, I'm glad this is helpful. So strategy number 4 is in your presentation, if you want people to join your team, this is one of the biggest things that people miss out, is you have to sell them they can do it. Most people don't sell them they just talk about how great the products are, the company is, the products, service, but they don't believe they can do it. And as long as your prospect doesn't believe they can do it, they will never join your business. Now, they may be a customer, but they're not going to join your business. So how can you sell them they can do it? Use tools, right? Use 3-way calls. So you're not the expert. You don't want to be the expert. If you want to be the expert, most people say, well, I can't be the expert. I'm too busy. I don't have time to learn. I don't have time to study it. Use 3-way text messages. Use the magic script. When you're inviting, use a simple invite. What's a simple invite? Here, I'm working on something exciting. This may or may not be for you. Would you be open to taking a look? That's a simple invite. Keep it simple. If it's not simple, people are not going to want to join because they don't believe they can do it. Okay, I'm going to ask you again. Do people feel that they can do it? In your presentation, you must sell them that they can do it. Strategy number 5. We're going to talk about the closing process. Most people who are just struggling, they don't know how to close, right? Believe it or not, they've done studies where the average person does not even ask one time for the close. They do the presentation and expecting the prospect would just say, hey, I want to join. Oh, I want to buy. Be honest. I'm just curious. How many of you feel awkward sometimes after the presentation ends and not sure what to do? Drop in a 3. I think this will really help you out. Okay, Stacy, okay, Pardeep, Diana. All right, so it's a very simple process. Actually, very simple. You basically ask them, right? If you're selling the business, do you want to be part of our team? It's a very simple process. It's you ask them to join or buy, and I like to lead with business, right? So I'm not even going to ask them to buy. Ask them to join. If they don't join, then I ask them to buy. Ask them to join. And if the person says no, what does that mean? Normally, they have a question, right? Then you answer their question or objection. So if I say, can I get you started? And the person says, no, I don't know if I can do this. So that's a question or objection. I answer that objection, and then what do? I ask again, right? Does it, can I get you going right now? Now that we answered that question, can I get you going? Now they may have another question and ask again, right? Ask 5 times. This is really important. And by the way, you're not bugging them. When you ask 5 times, you're showing your confidence that this business works. You're selling your excitement and you're selling your confidence. And by the way, if you feel that your products and business really helps people, you need to close confidently, and you need to close over and over and over again. Because if you don't feel that way, then you need to increase your belief in what you're doing. And you need to change your belief that you're helping people. Because if you want to have a successful business, it's got to be purpose-driven leadership. You really have to believe your products and service helps people. Let me ask you this. How many of you, type in a yes, really believe your products and service can help someone? Right? Stacey, you believe it. So if you believe it, you need to close. Right? You need to let people know about it. Now, if someone immediately tells you they're not interested when you invite them and they don't even get to a presentation, then that's okay. You let them go. But if someone's watching a presentation, and they sit through the entire presentation, you need to close them. Now, you need to close and close 5 times. If they don't want to join the business, then you can always say, that's okay. Could you try the products then? We'll help you out. Go for the product. But you lead with the business. So here's a quick example, right? You send them the video after using the magic script. Right? And then you follow up and say, what did you like best about the video? And they may say, I like this, I like that, it was very inspiring, or I feel like they give you time freedom. And then you ask them, why is that important? And then you immediately get on your upline or 3-way and edify the upline, right? And then it's the closing process. Upline attempts to close or gives it back to you. They may have a question, and you answer the question, you close again. Prospects the question, you answer the prospect's question, and you close again. And prospects the question, and you go this 5 times. You close. And generally after 5 times, you either will have an idea whether the person's serious or they're ready to get going. So, or if not, they're not serious, they don't want to do the business, you get them to use the product. Okay, but you have to close 5 times. There's an old saying, I love this, I still apply it. Always be closing. Always be closing. Now, strategy number 6. This is so important. Now, how many of you believe you have $1 million business? Drop into 1. Your business is $1 million business. It's not like a small time thing or like a, like an Uber thing. It's like $1 million business, right? I think all of you believe it's $1 million business. Otherwise, you wouldn't be investing your time here. But the thing is, even though it's $1 million business, people don't treat it like $1 million business. Your prospects definitely don't treat it like $1 million business. And what I mean by that is, like, if you're really to invest in the $1 million business, you would take some time to think about it, right? Like if I was opening like just say even open a McDonald's franchise, or I want to open my own software company, right? It's going to take me some time to think about it. And network marketing is not like that. In network marketing, it's a very short selling cycle. So if you don't know what short selling cycle is, I'm going to share with you what it means. There's a different type of selling. So buying a house is a long selling cycle, meaning it takes a long time before someone finally makes a decision to buy. That's a long selling cycle, right? Now, renting a house, that's a shorter selling cycle, right? So when you buy a house, normally you could take months, right? Renting a house, you want to find a place to live. How long does that take? A couple of weeks, or maybe if you're a couple of days, 1 or 2 weeks, right? Do you agree? Type of A, do you agree? It's a much shorter cycle. Now, finding a place to eat on vacation. If you're looking for a place to eat on vacation, that's a really ultra short selling cycle. You're probably looking on Yelp, looking for some reviews online, and then you make that decision right away, right? That's an ultra short selling cycle. So network marketing, the selling cycle is very, very short. If you're giving people, like if you're treating it like a real $1 million business and giving someone all the time in the world to make a decision, they're never going to join. Right? It's very, very short. Why? Because people get distracted. When you're presenting to them, they're excited. Once you end the presentation, what's your prospect thinking about? Stacy, what do you think the prospect is thinking about after the presentation ends? Do you think they're thinking about the business or they're thinking about something else? Or anyone, what do you think your prospect thinking about after your presentation ends? Right? They think about anything, right, Diana? All types of things. They maybe think about job, they think about work, maybe they're thinking something else. For a split minute, Stacy, they may think, can I do this? They may be thinking about dinner, yes. Right? They'd be thinking about, oh, I got to put the kids to bed. Or I got laundry to do. They think about all these type of things. And then they start having, can I really do this? Like, right, they have doubts. And then you lose them. Only ask a friend. How many of this happen? They ask a friend, and the friend says, oh, this doesn't work. That's a scam. And then they ghost you. You never hear back from them. Right? So network marketing, the selling cycle is super short. You got to close them right away. Close quick and close often. That's what I say 5 times, right? Don't let your prospects off the hook. And some people, well, you can be so pushy. But if you really want to help someone, you really have to get them going. If they won't join, get them to be a customer. But definitely get them something. You cannot let the person off the presentation after the presentation without getting some type of sale. Because 95% of the time, they're never going to buy nor join. Right? Be honest with you here. Drop it a 2. How many times have you ever had a prospect that seemed very interested on the presentation? They wanted to buy. They want to be part of the team. They said that, or maybe they had no money, right? They'll say, well, check back within a week. Well, let me think about it. And then they never joined. Trap in 2. That happens all the time. Now, it's not you. If that happened to you, it's not your fault. That's the nature because life gets in the way. Your prospects get distracted. They do some negative research, or they just get distracted. Their mind's not into it. Remember, it's an emotional decision. Now, your prospect logically will think that they should do it, but emotionally, they're distracted by everything else. Or husbands get in the way. Absolutely. That's a big part of it. That's why you got to get them going immediately. You sign them up on the spot. If you can't get them to join the business, get them to buy a product. Even if it's a $10 product, 20, get them to buy something. Because if you get a $10 product or $20 product, chances are they at least will stay, they invest in something, and they may learn more and actually eventually do the or place a bigger order or join the business. Okay, but you should never let a prospect go there without getting the sale. Because chances are, I guarantee you 95%, you're never going to get that person. Now, eventually, you may get them 6, 12 months later or years later, but you're never going to get that person. So the selling cycle is very, very short. Now, the last strategy is you want to get prospects to convince themselves. What I mean by that is a prospect is generally skeptical. Do you agree? Type in a 1. Generally, people are skeptical, right? And so they think you're a liar. Like Stacy, you're a liar. Diana, you're a liar. Terry, you're a liar. Terry Harper, Karen, you're a liar. I don't believe anything you're saying. Darryl, you're a liar. Greg, you're a liar, right? Because you just want me to buy. You just want me to sell. They're immediately skeptical. So whatever comes out of your mouth is a lie. They don't believe it. But whatever the prospect says is true. If a prospect says something, it's true. Why they said it? They're not going to lie to themselves. But if you say it, it's a lie. So what's the trick? Ask questions to get your prospect to say what you wanted to say. What do I mean by this? Give you an example. And here's the key is make sure you don't talk after you ask that question. So instead of telling them how important it is to have a second income stream, ask them. So instead of like, hey, it's so important for you to earn extra income. They're like, oh, you're a liar, Diana. I don't believe you. I don't believe this business. I don't believe you, Terry. I don't believe you, Stacy. Right? They're not going to believe you. You put it in the question. You have to, in today's age or in 2024, why would you want a second income stream now? Now, if they answer that question, it is always going to be true. Why? Why is it always going to be true? Because they said it. Right? Does this make sense? You want another example? Here's another example. Instead of saying to them that it's not smart to just rely on a job for secure retirement, which a lot of times a lot of people do. Oh, job's no good. And they just like, whatever, they'll listen to you because you're a liar. They're skeptical. Ask them, do you believe it's possible to have a good retirement just from working at a job? Right? If they answer that question, what do? They basically convince themselves. Right? It's true. Give you one more example. Instead of telling them that they can do it, like, oh, you can do this. This is easy. You can do this. Like, you're a liar. I don't believe you. Right? Ask them, what makes you think you can do this? If you ask them, what makes you think you can do this? And they answer that question, what did they just do? They basically overcame the objection. Has this been helpful? This alone would totally change your presentations. Right? I was just listening to a podcast. They're very similar. Like this person who was like a baseball coach about to give a kid a scholarship. Most people are like, oh, most people are like, oh, is that what you give me? How come you can't give me more? You know how the parents closed that deal? Ask the coach, are you sure my son is worth that amount of money? And then once the coach answered that question, guess what the coach did? He convinced himself. Okay, that's your $1 million tip from today. Right? Instead of telling them, challenge yourself to ask questions that make the other person, and just look at the common objections. If you want to do this, take the common objections that you get. Instead of telling them, ask them. Right? Instead of like saying, oh, this business can give you more time with your kids. Ask them, if you were to do this, how would this give you time with your kids? And the question is normally how, what ways, what, and they're going to answer that question. They convince themselves. All right. Last and bonus strategy, we will wrap up here, is use proven scripts. I'll give you a couple of scripts here. And again, this is all recorded. You can check them out. On a scale 1 to 10 script. On a scale 1 to 10, 10 being ready to get started and 1 meaning this is not for you, where are you? And if you say like a 7 or 6, then you ask them, what can I do to help you get to a 10? All right, and this basically, the purpose of this is to get the question out or the objection, and then you answer it and then you can close again. This is something I use often, I still use. Do you have any other questions and concerns before I help you get started? It's another good question to ask. Remember, I have to ask 5 times? So here's a couple ones. Anything else I can do to help you get started? These are all questions. If they say, no, I have nothing else, then great. Right? Let me just take some of your payment details, and we take all the major credit cards. How would you like to invest in yourself? Last one, 6-figure close. I mentioned this, right, in today's pep talk on social media. I call it a 6-figure close because I actually recruited someone that earned 6 figures. He's a 7-figure earner now. But when I named this, he was at 6 figures a year using this. Are you interested to make more money? What would the prospect say? Yes. Do you see how this business can help you make more money? What would the prospect say? And when do you want to start making more money? What would the prospect say? The answer is now. But today, all right, if you want to make, since you said today, I can get you started right now. We take all the major credit cards. How would you like to invest in yourself? You take that credit card payment. You can also use this for use the 6-figure close for customers, right? Just say you have a weight loss product. Are you interested to lose weight? Right? Do you see how the name of your product helps you lose weight? When do you want to start losing weight? Maybe you have a skincare product to make sure you look younger. Are you interested to look 5 years younger? Do you see how this product helps make you look younger? When do you want to start looking younger? All right. Good stuff. Has this training been helpful today? Drop in a comment. What was your biggest aha moment that you can take away today? I'm interested to see. What was your biggest aha moment? You asked 5 times, all right? Yes, Diana, most people don't ask. Right? If you really believe your products and services can help someone, you should ask. Okay? All successful people are bold and have courage. And if you feel guilty or feel bad about it, that's because your mindset is wrong. You don't believe your product and you're not focusing on helping the other person. All right, we have a lot of aha moments here. Thank you, Candy, for sharing. Terry, yes, 80-20 rule. Abe, the consistency. All right, Stacy's a 6-figure close. Use that. All right, so let's recap really quickly, right? Success with a simple online system. Don't do so much things you get overwhelmed. Focus on what's important, right? Lead yourself. Sell the 3 C's. Work that DMO. Being consistent. Stay connected. A purpose-driven leadership, right? And be that leader, right? Be that leader. The pre-close we talked about, your social media profile starts the whole closing process. Creating content, right? Also selling them they can do it. If you don't believe they can do it, they will never join. The closing process, asking 5 times. The short selling cycle, you have to, don't let them off the hook because they're never going to come back. And getting, like Erica says, leading them to answer the question. Get prospects to convince themselves, right? Now, I know everyone stayed on here to the end. Here's a free bonus for y'all. Right? I mentioned it before, but here's how you can do it. Free bonus who's still watching this is I want to, right now, I'm expanding my coaching programs and I want more and new testimonials. Anyone's on here, you can get a free one-on-one coaching call with me. It just drop me an email, simon@mlmnation.com. You all have my email because you are on this masterclass. Let me just say, hey, I was on the masterclass. You offer a free one-on-one call, and I will personally respond to your email, and we'll set up it's a quick 10, 15-minute call. We can talk about closing, social media. I want to serve you, and exchange, you can leave me a quick testimony. I'll talk about how you can do that. But I want to serve you and help you out totally for free. Sounds good? Okay. So questions now. I'm glad that you found this very, very helpful. You can share, please share this with your teams as well. Okay. Don't keep all this stuff, good stuff to yourself. Share with your teams. Now, the questions. You're welcome, Erica. You're welcome. Faith. Okay, you're welcome, Daryl. Stacy, you're welcome. Pardeep, would you recommend any CRM apps for which to support your DMO plan? There are a few. I don't want to confuse everyone, to keep it simple. Why don't you email me? I can share a few things. Okay. That'd be the easiest way to do that. Let's see. You're welcome, Greg. I know you're busy too, Greg, and you're on here. I've worked productive. Okay. Any questions for anyone out there before we wrap up? And yes, this is recorded. I'll send out the recording within the next hour. Can you share the 1 to 10 scale again? Sure. Okay. On the scale 1 to 10, well, let me put it up here. On a scale 1 to 10, 10 being ready to get started, and 1 meaning this is not for you, where are you at? So this is good because, Chanda, if someone says I'm a 1, they're really not worth your time, right? Most people are not 1, but sometimes they're really 1, and just, you're not, even if you ask 5 times, it's just going to probably be really nasty. But most people are not 1, they're 5s. If they stay to the end of the presentation, they're 5 and 7. So they're interested, kind of interested, but they have some objections are holding them back or some fears. So you want to ask them, what can I do to help you get to a 10? And wherever they say, that'll bring up the real objection. And once you handle the objection, then you can close again. Okay, Candy, it's good to have you back. All right, let's see. How often should you post about your products? You should never really post about your products. Okay. If you're posting your product, like buy this, and you have the product name, you don't want to be a commercial. You want to, like, you can show your product, right? But you should not let people know what it is. Because I can Google and buy from someone else. I can buy from another leader. Right? What you should focus on is if you want to promote your product, maybe once a week, talk about it, how this has helped you out. But you don't want to be a commercial because people don't want to do that. And by the way, if you're talking about your product, most people will not want to join your business because most people don't want to do that, right? If you ask your friends, hey, do you want to go on your social media and post a product every day? They're probably going to say no. Right, Diana? So instead, well, remember the 3 things you should be posting is inspiring, teaching, or educating. Now, if you want to just say you have a cooking product, and I have people who do coaching with me who do this, is instead of talking about this is a great product, you'll buy this, they actually teach you how to cook. And then they'll say, by the way, one of the things I use to help me cook better is I use this type of kitchenware. If you're interested, let me know, and I can share with you what I recommend. But their focus is on teaching you how to cook or recipes. They're not focusing on selling that product. Now, if you initially just post about your product, and in the past, a lot of people, companies do this. They teach them to do it, but it's the wrong way to do it. And now, if you actually look at the last 5 years, less and less people are doing that, and more people are doing social media the right way. Okay, because again, if you're posting about your product, you may get a couple of friends who support you, but you're never going to have any long-term success, and you're never going to have any strangers that you meet online want to join your business because they immediately go, "Oh, I don't know, this person's trying to pitch me something." Shanna, could you elaborate on entertain? Entertain could be simple as like your cute dog and puppy that makes me smile. Cute babies that makes me smile. Right? Or something funny. If you know who your target audience is, something that's funny, something like people like. Think about the people you follow, right? Whether it's me or other trainers or entertainers or business gurus, they're not pitching their product. Think about that, right? They're entertaining you. Even if you follow Taylor Swift, like her music, it's because she's entertaining you. She's not selling her on her social media. She's not posting about her concerts and buy her album, right? If you think of anyone doing the right way, they're not doing that. All right. Let's see. Yeah, if you're just talking about the benefits of the product and testimonials, yes, but at the end of the day, do the testimonials inspire, entertain, or teach someone something? If it does inspire people, then all right, that's good, right? But if it's just like a salesy, then like I said, you may get a couple friends to do it, but you're not going to, for long term, it's not going to work. All right, last question is from Caribbean. Trying to connect with prospects while doing other tasks is a challenge. Any suggestions? Don't multitask. You don't need much time to do this business, but you're trying to connect with people while doing other things. You're going to end up doing everything bad, but not well, right? There's literally thousands of studies that teach you multitasking doesn't work. Now you may actually do something, but you're not going to get results. Do what you need to do. You don't need to, if you want to follow up with prospects, you don't need, yeah, it's like Greg. Greg is someone who my consistently champions mastermind coaching, 15-minute blocks. 50 minutes, I'm going to say no to everything else and do this. Even if you don't have 50 minutes, you can do 5 minutes. Focus on 5 minutes. Just say, I'm going to follow up with 5 people in 5 minutes, right? Or 15 minutes. Do in blocks of time, but don't multitask. Your brain just cannot do this. Okay, I'm going to give you one bonus tip here. Everyone do this, okay? Count to 10 really quickly, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you going to do that? Type in a 1 if you've done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really quickly. All right, now do this. Say the first 10 letters of the alphabet really quickly. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Type in A if you've done that. Right? It's pretty fast, pretty easy. Now try this. Do letter and then do number and letter, number and letter. Like 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D. See how fast you can do that. Haha. I got you. See, you are dumb already. I made you dumb just by multitasking. Your brain cannot go here and here and shift focus. It does not work. You end up doing it, but all the times really, really bad, right? You're much slower. You're not efficient. So focus on one task at a time. Yeah, you messed up, Kareem. I messed up too, right? Your brain just doesn't work that way. There's Stanford studies, Harvard studies, every study out there that multitasking doesn't work. Multitasking is just a way for the cell phone companies or social media to rip you off, take your time and attention, so you spend money on their platform, helping them make more money so you can sell more ads to you. It doesn't make you any business money, okay? So stay focused. And the great thing is just set 15-minute blocks, 5-minute blocks, focusing on this. Even like preparing for this presentation, I focus. If I'm doing social media, 5 minutes, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm not going to check notifications, go back and forth, because you end up wasting a lot of time. All right, everyone. Hey, time is up. It's I love the interaction. You are all awesome here. Don't forget, hey, I want to serve you. Give you a free one-on-one coaching call. Email me, Simon at ML Nation. I'll be happy to set up a 15, 20-minute, 10 to 20-minute call with you. Just say that you were on this masterclass and you watch this. Email me, and then we'll make it happen. We can talk about closing. We can talk about social media, different things. But look forward to talking to you all. All right, everyone, I'm serving you. All right, that's all I have. Thank you for all coming. I love the fact you're on here. Terry Harper, you're welcome. Darryl, you're welcome. My last words to you is don't forget, we're in the profession to help others. So go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being part of the amazing profession. Have a great night.